Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, where we talk about everything involving the Algorand DeFi ecosystem. If that's something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when some new information comes out. Alright, today's a little bit different video. I want to talk to you about a possible whale wallet that I found on the blockchain. It's not too big of a leap to think that this person could be providing $150 million worth of liquidity to, looks like Tiny Man to me, but again, this is just conjecture. I'm just guessing, but it's an educated guess, and I'll kind of run you through the process of how I came to this conclusion. All right, so let's start with the wallet and how easy way to find this wallet and any other huge ones. Now that they added a new feature on the blockchain explorer here, but if you click on assets, and we're just going to go to Tether here, and you can go here and you can click on holders, and it shows you all the biggest holders of Tether. Like this is these are the holders of it, so they don't count. But here, this guy right here, he holds 9 million Tether, and we're going to be looking at him. You can see he holds more than Bitfinex, he holds more than Kucoin, he holds more than all these exchanges, and that's not all he has. So this he's got about 12 million or so in Algorand, which is it's around 25 million. He's got 9 million in Tether. He's got 66 million something in USD coin. All right, but these are the two numbers I want to focus on right here: 66 million and 9 million. Because if you add those two numbers up, you get 75 million. And there is not a huge, stretch of the imagination to think that somebody might be doing $75 million worth of stablecoin, and then on the other side of that, $75 million of different assets, setting up liquidity pools on Tiny Man, right? So, who would possibly do that? Well, obviously the first and easy answer for everyone who pays any attention to Algorand would be Algorand Capital. Um, they're putting a lot of money into crypto, but a lot of money into Algorand in particular. And if you follow them on Twitter, you can see that. Another person you can follow is this dude right here, Arl, last name that. He's he's one of the head up guys there at Borderless Capitol, which is part of Arrington. And he put this tweet out. So this was 8 days ago or so. We at Borderless Capital are looking to add to this Viridis fund. Moreover, we will put to work 5x of our invested capital in DeFi liquidity and be the active user of your product. All right? So that means they're going to be putting a bunch of money into the Algorand DeFi ecosystem and be providing liquidity, but be backing those projects that meet our investment thesis. What does meets our investment thesis means? For me anyways, that's a nice way of saying we won't invest in shitcoins. So to me that means they're going to, but they're gonna invest a lot of money, but they're gonna do it in kind of more safe ways, and that makes perfect sense if you know anything about these venture capitalists and whatnot. They're more about making really, really huge bets, but kind of safe. They're totally cool with risking $1 billion to earn 100,000. They would rather do that than risk $1 million in some higher risk thing that might gain them $100,000. They would just rather stick with the stuff that's safe. Borderless and Arrington, they're not as conservative as the super conservative ones, but they're still way more conservative than just some random person. So that's why you need to think about what they would be matching with this possible 100 or what they would be matching with the 75 million to get to 150 million total, and how that would be split up. And anyways, here's what my brain came up with. All right, if you look at 9 million Tether, divide that by 3, you get 3 million Tether each. You look at this 66 million USD coin, divide that by 3, you get 22 million each. You take that 22 million, add it with the 3 million, you have 25 million. 1, 2, 3, 3 bags of something, each matched up with the majority of it against USD coin, and then a little bit against USD Tether, which makes sense because USD coin is much safer, a safer play than Tether, just because they're more transparent about what they have backing and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so what 3 things would a giant venture capital place like Arrington Capital, Borderless Capital, be comfortable providing liquidity for? And it's a simple answer, and you can even see here in the Algorand, that's about 25 million worth of Algorand. So you have 25 million worth of Algorand, 22 million against the USD coin, 3 million against the Tether, and then the other 2, they just go to Algo Mint on opening day and get $25 million worth of Go Bitcoin, $25 million worth of Go ETH, and there you are. You have 75 million worth of high quality, completely, non-shit coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Algorand are, the most biggest and solidest and just the kind of asset that you would expect somebody like Arrington Capital to be investing in. And then you put that $75 million of those 3 solid assets and match them up against stable coins. It's a pretty safe investment. It's the safest investment you're going to do probably in something like this, and it sounds like what they have going on here, 5x ever invested capital. I don't know what that number is, but yeah, I don't know. Again, it's all just conjecture. It's just me guessing, but there's $75 million worth of stablecoin basically sitting here and as you can see, it's a lot of it has been gathered somewhat recently, especially like this 9 million Tether 6 days ago. This wallet has been stacking up the assets kind of in the time frame that the DeFi is starting to get announced. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Say down in the comments below if you agree with me or if you think I'm completely off base here. Again, it's not necessarily Arrington Capital. It could be anybody, but they're just kind of the first suspect anytime a lot of cash comes into Algorand. All right, and let's just talk about real quick what this will mean to us, because even if it's not Arrington, I think everybody could agree that whoever this person is, they're going to be providing these stable coins as liquidity in something. You don't just hold this amount in your wallet for nothing. This money could be earning interest for them in a bunch of different ways. It seems that they're like kind of definitely staging, getting ready. They must have watched my previous video about which tokens to gather. So, if that's the case, I have my address, Algorand address, down in the description below, and I have added all of these assets. So, if you want to just send me like 100,000 USD Tether, that'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, though, that kind of money would be huge for Algorand, because let's look on DeFi Llama here. They have a ranking of the different chains, and it's a little bit broken right now because for some reason they have Arbitrum with 2 trillion in TVL, that's obviously not true because Ethereum only has 126 billion. So I don't know what's on with that today, but let's just there. Now it's not really there. All right, so you can see Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Terra, Avalanche, and these numbers here. Around 3 billion. To get in the top 10, you need basically 1 billion. Algorand currently is down here at 31 with 70 million in TVL. Now that's not quite what we really have, because we do have YLDY, with 104. They're only counting this number, where they should be counting this number. See, they've only counted the 70, but even that 103 would only put us up to 28th place. But let's just go with that. So 100 million, and then with that Arlington Capital, that would take us up to 250. Well, that gets us up to at least what, 18th place. So just assuming that wallet is somebody's wallet who's going to be participating in the DeFi, and assuming the $75 million of stablecoin is going to be offsetting $75 million of some other assets, just that guy takes us up to from 31st to 18th on the chains chart on DeFi Llama, which there's people who definitely make their investment decisions just by looking at this, or maybe that's how they decide what to look at. Are you more likely to kind of take a look at Avalanche or Phantom or something towards the top here, or are you more likely to look at something on the bottom? I think most people kind of gravitate towards the top. Just they feel like more safe projects, and that's a completely reasonable thought process. So it would be very nice if that person does ape in with that $150 million and bring us up, because then if a couple more people bring some more money in, the next thing you know, we're up here, and then a billion, we can get to $1 billion, and then we crack the top 10, and once we're in the top 10, then I'm looking at this gap right here from Ethereum to Binance. 20 billion, we can get to 20 billion, and then we'll be number 2, because again, this Arbitrum is broken right now. Anyways, that's a bunch of wild conjecture, a bunch of just talking out of my ass, but on the other hand, you also can see that there's money is coming into the system. There's money that is just kind of waiting there. And he's not the only one, he's got 66 million here, but here's another guy with 25 million sitting there. Here's another guy with 24 million. Here's one with 21 million. Hit that like button if there's something else you'd like me to talk about, or if you think I'm completely off my rocker on this. Talk about it in the comments below. If you're interested in the Algorand DeFi ecosystem, I'd highly recommend subscribing to the channel. We'll be talking about this going forward. Alright, I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you later.